Hello all four people that will probably end up watching this. Since Prey has recently came out, I figured I'd make a recycling video because I had a lot of questions that I saw no answers for as of yet. So I figured I'd have a little bit of recycling tips and strategies for you as well, specifically dealing with the recycler charge because you could just throw it at each one individual thing and recycle it, but the best way to use this is to always make sure you're getting what it's worth. As you can see, once you get the you know schematic for creating it, of course you can create them and get more. But if you ever don't recycle two mineral charges and one synthetic charge, then you're not really getting what it's worth. So there's no point in making it to get zero point 0.6 minerals back. So what I've tried to do is put a stack of several things. Human bodies, it's a good quick funeral for them. So you could just recycle everything. These big things, as you can see, I am not able to move, but actually I can lift up these. And what I've found is things with leverage 2 and whatnot, you can actually, it's moving quite easily. It doesn't always happen that way. Throwing it does not move it, but you hit square to drop it. Usually puts it in a pretty close proximity, and then we want to see how much we are actually getting. So to be able to see how much I'm earning, I'm putting all these in here so I have no materials in my inventory. And let's try to throw one. You can hold R2 to throw it, and it'll stick to objects. You can place it, but you either gotta shoot it or throw other junk at it. So usually I try to throw it right in the center. It'll bounce, and it doesn't always grab everything, unfortunately, but let's see how much we got out of one toss. And they're all usually spheres, so they will roll around and definitely make it more difficult for you. Alright, let's throw another one. Usually has pretty good radius. As you can see, it took 2 to get all of them. Not the body, but... So 2 recycler charges at 2 minerals each, and 1 synthetic each. Let's make sure that is all of them. And so, let's see. Yeah, not very close to what we wanted to make. Just not even 2 minerals, but 1 synthetic. So, not the most ideal return rate. But I do have other stacks on the other side of the area that I had to try to show off examples of what is worth a recycler charge or not. And I mean, if you're anything like me, you will loot everything, all the junk, and still end up needing more because I'll admit I panic shoot all my weapons quite often. There were a solid few hours at the beginning of the game where I, using my silenced pistol, shot every little thing in a room that could be a mimic. Obviously not the best way to spend ammo, but, I could not help myself. So here I have another little stash ready. Fertilizer turns into, of course I don't have any on me anyways. I guess we will find out together then. And, see if we can get a better haul than the first time. So that was better. It was just about everything. Let's see, and if you didn't know, you could hold square to pick up all the little objects. And like I said, they're spheres, so I found them, even behind here on occasion. They launch up pretty far, but as long as you think you got most of them, let's check. Okay, so that one we made a profit of 0.18 mineral and 0.18 0.17 synthetic, and plus the 0.36 organic from the fertilizer. So I would say this is a much better, use of a recycler charge. If you find yourself having extra, then it's not like you're spending anything, but when, supplies are not going to be crazy easy to come by, you want to make the most of what you can with the recycler charges you got. Now this one, it's not ideal, but I cannot carry this, so, I don't have a way to move that, so a recycler charge will take care of that, I have found out. You're not going to get the most materials for it, but it opens the way to get the next materials. And we still got, half a stack of mineral, so it's not worthless, but to open a door, it's always a good option to have. Not great at looting while trying to talk, but let's see. Just a few things in here, and look at me, did it again. And she even had a recycling charge on her. How generous. And then a lot of small things. Make sure you loot everything, because you don't want to recycle a medkit. I'm sure that would not be quite worth it. So I'm going to try to put everything kind of in a circle. And obviously you're going to have to experiment for yourself. It's not always going to be as easy. I experimented quite a bit before and obviously it's still not perfect, but let's see. Already looks pretty good. Okay, so we got, extra synthetic and a little bit over 1 mineral. So I think we've used 3 recycler charges in this instance, and we're getting some. Like if you have looted a lot of recycler charges, then it's not really like you're wasting anything at all. But as previously said, you want to maximize the most of what you can, because looting just gets harder and harder. And let's see, there's a few decent stuff up here. You can throw one in the center of the room. Actually has a pretty good radius. I'll show you what it's like if we set it down. Just like all the other ones. I'm not garbage, so it won't set off. Let's see, but usually what we can do is pick something up, kind of move it, and there we go. That was set off. Oh, well, I guess I damaged myself. Oh well. Yeah, just about 2 mineral, half a thing of synthetic. So that was pretty good. Tight rooms with all the lab equipment is always going to be pretty good. Also, if you ever just wanted to find out how much you yourself are worth, all you do is throw it in like a back corner. You stand on it and, realizing everything that they said about you, I'm worth nothing, so everyone's right. Congratulations. But no, if you're confused as to why you get destroyed and I don't, there is something I got from the pre-order, I believe, recycler shielding. Took me a bit to realize why I wasn't getting recycled. I just thought I was worthless, but thankfully I do have some worth. See? And that makes me feel better. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope this has helped anyone that had questions about recycling. Any other questions, feel free to ask me. Anything that other videos and top 10 things you need to know about Prey hasn't answered any of your questions, feel free to, comment down here below. I've been playing quite a bit trying to explore and collect everything, so if you have questions, I will answer them to the best of my ability. But until then, goodbye.